Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it. Moviesuck.
Mom and Dad, this is my boyfriend.
Great to meet you, my man.
So how long has this thing been going on?
Dad.
White family? Black servants? I hate the way it looks.
Didn't see no brother around here.
Something is very wrong. What are people out here?
You've been chosen, Chris.
They are so good to us. They treat us like family.
Rated R.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Well, hello there.
Hi, it's been so long. How have you been, Joey?
It's been so long. Let me cue this up so I can put this shit on repeat. Oh, what happened?
Welcome, everybody, to Moviesucktastic.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. I'm stalling if you can't tell.
Okay. Welcome to Moviesucktastic episode 200 and something. I fucking lost count.
265.
And
265.
And this is our fourth episode of Oscar. This is our fourth Oscar episode and our third Oscar Best Picture review. And we're doing the one of the films that would not have been nominated if it was only 5 Oscar nominees, Get Out.
Although that is debatable, only for No. I agree that it shouldn't be one of the 5, but it's also... Jordan Peele is nominated for Best Director, and that usually is a good indication. Of movies that would make the final 5, is if they nominate their director.
I mean, with the political climate right now, there's a good chance maybe it would have been nominated if there were 5, but generally the Oscars don't nominate genre films, and this is a horror film.
Yeah.
It really is on the surface.
And at the very, very, at the base of its core, it's at least a thriller.
And if you're listening for the first time and you're suddenly thinking, oh, there's another white asshole that's knocking on the film. I loved this movie.
I loved it too.
And I think
I watched it last night.
I think it's a great film.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as far as typical best Oscars, they don't go genre, with very few exceptions. And that's the reason they made it more than 5, because they couldn't. Because if they had 5, they wouldn't have picked it, and there would have been outrage, even though there's no chance in hell of it getting Best Picture.
It's only nominated for 4 Oscars, although they're all major. It's picture, director, actor, and screenplay original.
I think the important thing to point out is that even though like a film like this, you could say, okay, it's nominated because of the whole white gold scandal. Even though that's the reason it was nominated, it still deserves the nomination.
Definitely. It's
not like
but at least for me, there wasn't at any point during the film that I thought, yeah, this has a legit shot at winning Best Picture. It just never at any point was I even thinking that it's a possibility.
And let's be honest, if the film didn't make a gajillion dollars in the theater and got so much press by breaking all those box office records, I don't think it would have been nominated for Best Picture.
Probably not.
And that's just a fucking sad reality. You know, I'll say it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it did, and I'm glad it was. So there.
Yeah. And you know what they say? It's an honor to be nominated.
Yeah, it is. You know, Rowan Atkinson, he does that one skit in his stage stand-up where he's an actor that loses the Oscar, but then he has to, and he loses it to his co-host, and he has to do the acceptance speech because his co-host isn't there.
Oh.
And it's like the most bitter acceptance speech ever. Fucking beautiful.
Oh, that's good. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, if I have it, I'll send it to you.
Send it over.
But we're reviewing Get Out.
We're reviewing Get Out. This actually came out a year ago this month. Came out February of 2017. Mm-hmm. That is a long, long time for a movie to be out. Because most of the time, good movies get forgotten because they were released, the time period between... Because Oscar season is anywhere from September to December, but more likely it's that late October, early November to the end of December. That's really where they push all of their Oscar movies. So the fact that this film was released a year ago and 11 months from when it was nominated, that's pretty rare. I think Silence of the Lambs.
That is.
I think Silence of the Lambs was also released many, many, many months before it actually was nominated, and then eventually won Best Picture. But
another rare instance of a horror film being nominated, and may I also say, did not fucking deserve Best Picture. Sorry.
That was 91, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know what pieces of shit were up against it, but that did
well,
not
now I
Best
have
Picture.
to look. I have to look now. Look what you made me do.
Yeah, I sorry, that's not a fucking Oscar film. I had my issues with it. It's not a bad movie, but Best Picture of the year,
right?
Wow, fucking slumming. By all means, please. What was up against that?
All right, so here are the nominees. It was the 64th Academy Awards, which took place in 1992 for the 1991.
I graduated high school.
Oh God. Directing. Oh yeah, that's right. Jonathan Demme won. Where the fuck is it? Why isn't it at the top? Here, it's like near the bottom, but here it is. So you had Silence of the Lambs. You had Bugsy.
Oh.
You had the animated feature Beauty and the Beast. The Prince of Tides.
Ugh.
And JFK. Yeah, it fucking deserved it.
It didn't deserve it. It was just the best shitty film out of a bunch of shitty films.
I like JFK, but there's no fucking way that's a better film than Silence of the Lambs. If this is the crop I have to pick from, I'm going Silence of the Lambs every fucking time.
Yeah. I'm not saying it like stole it from somebody who deserved it. It's still not Oscar. That was a shitty year for films, if that's all they had to offer.
If we had more time or prepped more, we could we could go to the Numbers, which is one of my favorite websites ever, and look at the films released in 1991.
Why torture ourselves? Let's just move on.
I'm sure we could actually pick a better movie in 1991. I'm sure we could.
I'm sure. I guarantee.
Terminator 2. There you go. But they would never nominate. Not then. Now they would, because there's up to 10 nominees. But they would never nominate a sci-fi action film. I believe many were outraged that Terminator 2 was not one of the films nominated for Best Picture that year.
That's just stupid.
Well,
of course that wasn't nominated.
Well, because it's sci-fi action, and the Oscars almost never nominate that kind of stuff. And when they do, it's movies like E.T. that are nominated for Best Picture, or Star Wars, which had no shot to win either.
Ugh.
Anyway, so we're reviewing Get Out.
Get Out.
Jordan Peele written and directed, also produced. Yep. If the film wins Best Picture, he gets an Oscar for that. They hand him an Oscar, which...
Yeah.
So, it's only nominated for 3 Oscars, which is Picture, Director, and Actor. Oh, 4. Picture, Director, Actor, and Original Screenplay. I think I said that already, too. Definitely.
Probably.
I definitely said that already. I'm repeating myself at this point.
That's okay.
Anyhow. So now, are we going to spoil this? We're going to talk about that stuff, or we're going to kind of dance around it?
We're going to have a spoiler alert section at the end of this episode. It's a new thing we're instituting since I spoiled this. And I actually spoiled this film in the spoiler alert section for another film last episode. And I do apologize for that.
So if you're listening...
I felt that was... I was in a safe zone and I just got crazy.
So if you don't hate us and you've joined us for this episode after listening to the 3 Billboards review, we're sorry.
No. I'm sorry.
Scott is sorry.
But you know what? I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. As much credit as this film got,
kind of
you'd have to be pretty stupid to get halfway through this film and think, "Oh, I think this is going to turn out in the favor of blah blah blah." No,
you definitely get the feeling that shit ain't right in Whitetown. Now there's a couple of twists in this. I would call them twists. I think that's, well, maybe not twists, but there's a couple of left turns, we'll say, that the movie takes.
I'll give you left turns.
Okay. Which, the first one, I fucking saw that coming a mile away. The second one was a nice surprise that I enjoyed. And when we get into the spoiler alert section, we can talk about those.
Oh, we'll definitely talk about that, yes.
Yeah. So this film came out in February of 2017. It made a ton of money. The end of the month, February 24th, it was released. It made like $33 million its opening weekend. Made $175 million domestically. It's a $4.5 million budget. I mean, this movie...
Which record did it broke like opening box office in February? What was the record it broke?
If I'm not mistaken, it was just any opening in any weekend in February. A February opening. Although I do believe that isn't the case anymore, because 50 Shades of Grey made like $50 million its opening weekend or some shit like that.
50 Shades came out before this, I thought. You're talking about the sequel?
I can look it up real quick. Are you sure? Are you sure it broke any records?
It did, because at the time they said it broke records. Like, it was literally like that. Wow, this horror film about black people broke records.
Because it made $33 million.
America is stymied.
Yeah, it made $33 million in 2,700 theaters. It was the number one film for that weekend. It then went wider to 3,100 theaters. It was in release for 188 days. And it made $254 million worldwide. Now, if we take a look at 50 Shades of Grey.
There we go.
Of course it's no here. 50
Anyway, Get Out is about black people.
50 Shades Freed. Oh God, they're making sequels for this.
Well, no, there's like 3 books in the series. They're doing one. It's an epic series. It's like Hunger Games, but with bondage.
Oh, great. Now, see, I don't know what kind of records it's breaking because my memory is starting to come back. 50 Shades of Grey was released February 13th for Valentine's Day. It made $85 million its opening weekend. Made $166 million domestically, $400 million foreign, $571 million. Then Deadpool was also released in February, and we all know how much fucking money that made. They made almost $400 million domestically. Made another
Maybe
500.
Was it for a horror film in February?
Maybe
it was something like
it
that.
can't even be. Well, it can't even be for an R-rated film because both Deadpool and 50 Shades are both rated R as well. So maybe it is a horror film.
Okay, maybe we're like belaboring the point and forgetting the obvious that this was a good film.
It was a
and
very
we should
good
move
film.
forward with our
Yeah,
review.
We should. We
Okay.
definitely should.
Now,
All right.
the film is about a black gentleman,
Who's dating a white lady.
and
She wants to take him
she's
home to
taking
meet her parents.
Are you going to do this? Because I'll let you go. I know, because I don't want to step on you if you're going to keep going. Please.
No. Go ahead. I apologize.
And so it's look who's coming to dinner kind of thing. And I think we even referenced that in the film.
You mean Who's Afraid of Virginia
but
Woolf?
he's a successful photographer.
No.
Because this wouldn't be a great story if he was just like some regular schlub. But there's actually a reason behind it.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Okay. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
that's what I
like, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf came into my head. I don't know why I said that.
Don't talk about our clown, Martha. So anyway, it's like Raisin in the Sun, and he meets the family, and it's that whole upper white class people and black people tensions because white people are just so fucking racist, and here's the great thing about this film. Anybody who's like racist, inherently racist, is going to hate the film because it implies that white people are racist. Anybody who's not racist is going to watch it and go. Any white people who watch it who aren't racist will watch it and go, well, yeah, I understand that because there's a lot of fucking white racists. So it's polarizing from the start for white people.
But is the film racist?
No.
It's not.
No.
And when we get to the spoiler alert section of the film, we can talk more deeply about that.
Because it's not that all white people are racist; it's that all rich white people are racist, and I can back that. I'm okay with that. I get that. It's not a class war thing per se because he seems to be a very prosperous art photographer.
Right. Well,
So
because later in the film there is an art gallery owner who recognizes his work.
Right. So it's not really one of it's they remove the whole class thing and make it really a race thing. So long story short, turns out they're racist. And evil because they're rich white people. And that's usually the case. And then it all goes downhill for the black guy because he's alone in a house full of rich white people.
Right, and more white people start showing up, and when other black people show up, they're fucking weird.
Oh yeah, so all the black people he talks to are weird. They're like, I'm very normal, but then they act weird. And
right, he goes up to a couple of them, and he's like, "Oh, it's so good to see another brother around here," and it's just like it's fucking awkward.
And we'll talk more about that in our spoiler section.
Yes.
But let's talk about the main point of the film. And now I don't mean the theme, but I mean like the main reason why the film is so good. The tension that Peele affects in this film is fucking palpable.
The psychology aspect of it, the hypnosis part, is fucking through the roof.
Well,
just the way. No. What I'm getting at is when he goes into what's called the sunken place. When they're showing his view from that angle.
You mean the cinematography involved with that? Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How it was presented.
Mm.
So
then I agree.
When he's in the sunken place, and you're seeing that perspective from his eyes, it makes you feel. It really makes you, and it's amazing how, at least for me, it really made me feel like I was looking at what they were looking, and and not just because it was portrayed that way on the screen, but it made you feel like, holy fuck, that's what that would feel like if that really could happen.
Yeah, as far as like the visual aspects of how they portrayed that psychological state, I'm 100% with you. As far as the hypnosis thing as a plot point, the only thing that sells that shit is the chick from 40-Year-Old Virgin. She really out of everybody in the film, she nails her character.
Catherine Keener.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, who plays the girlfriend?
That's Allison Williams. She's
yeah.
She's famous, or most notably known from being in that show Girls on HBO.
Yeah, I believe it because I'm totally unimpressed with her performance through the entire film. She apparently she doesn't know what subtlety is.
Well,
at all. Yeah. Now, 40-Year-Old Virgin lady, she knows subtlety. The professional actors in this film, the aged actors that have been doing it for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they fucking know what they're doing. Her, right. What are you, still on TV? What the fuck? Yeah, not impressed by her at all. Nothing nice to say about her performance. If anything, she's the only thing in this film that gives anything away.
Well, that little, like I said, that little whatever, I guessed it immediately.
And her in the entire third act, get a fucking clue. That's the difference between Hannibal Lecter in Hannibal, where he acts like a real serial killer, and Silence of the Lambs, where he's like, like, you crazy? All right.
I ate his liver with a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
Yeah, the reason he survived so long is because he didn't act fucking crazy.
Well,
dial it back.
Yeah, it was
I don't
a mistake on his part that got him caught.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
I
different
don't blame
movie.
him. I blame the director. Another reason why that film shouldn't have gotten Best Fucking Picture.
Jonathan Demme. Well, I think Anthony Hopkins, the style of actor that he is, I wouldn't even be surprised if he said, "Listen, I have an idea of how I want to go with this character," and the director
controls the film.
No, I get that, but the director, because Anthony Hopkins was such a revered actor.
You say no, Anthony Hopkins. We're not playing this like a cartoon. We're going to play it like it's like a really subdued character. I've seen Manhunter, the original. I understand what I'm doing. Apparently, no.
Well, and you know what? Anthony Hopkins wins an Oscar. How do you say no?
Did Anthony Hopkins win the Oscar for that role?
Yeah.
Fucking undeserved. Brian Cox was 10 times better than Lechner. Now, Anthony Hopkins in Hannibal, great Lechner. Fucking that's the Lechner I know.
Lecter?
That was a performance that was worthy of Brian Cox.
Lecter.
Whatever.
There's no N in there.
Anyway. What?
I said there's no N in there.
Should be.
What you drinking tonight?
The first half of the night was bourbon. The rest of the night is gin.
Ah, bourbon. Yes, the dessert wine of hard liquor.
Yeah.
Weren't you going to tweet that? I never saw that tweet.
What tweet?
My line for bourbon. The dessert wine of hard liquor.
Oh, I forgot. I must have forgot it because I was drinking.
Because I was like, oh, Scott's going to tweet that. I was going to tweet it, but he'll tweet it. It's fine. And then you never did.
Now if you fucking want me to.
No, I don't want you to tweet
talk about
it.
the film, and I'll tweet it.
I don't want you to tweet it. It's my line.
Apparently you do. You mentioned it.
It's my line. I want to tweet it now.
Do you have a Twitter account?
I do. I never use it.
Oh, really? Because I never fucking see you on it.
Because I just said I never use it.
Yeah.
Social media.
The last time you used it, your film was ruined for you.
That's fucking A right. Which I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen that film yet either.
I haven't seen it yet. And again, I can't confirm that it was ruined until I see it because I'm pretty sure it was fucking ruined. I can't wait
to find out.
I just have to watch it and confirm that.
Now, I obviously the subject matter of Get Out was the major draw of the film. That's why people went to see it. However, word of mouth that it was actually a very good film is what kept people going back to see it.
Yeah, no, it was in, like I said, it was in theaters for 188 days or 26 weeks, which is a long run. That's 6 months.
And I saw it in the theater.
Oh, you did? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Holly
was. Whenever Holly gets excited about a film, I'm like, let's go, because she's not into films as deeply as I am. So when she gets hot on a film, I'm like, if we're able to, I'm like, let's do it. Let's enjoy this in the theater. She wanted to see the Murder on the Orient Express, but we just haven't had time.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, yeah, it's that kind of thing. She's into it. We'll take the extra time to go out and see it. And I'm glad I saw it in the theater just because it was fun. You know what? If you want to talk about black culture too, and this is for a white person talking about any of this, I'm definitely on thin ice. But you get that whole kind of black culture thing with horror films, with like the you get that kind of like I don't know, Medea kind of thing. And there's a bit of that with his friend, who's of course the overweight, funny black guy.
Yeah, the TSA agent.
Right. Again, more funny because he's a TSA agent.
Right. I thought his scenes were good, though. I liked him.
No, that's what I was going to say is they balance the humor, and again, it's a horror film. You need that kind of humor to escape, and there's no room for that there's no room for escapism humor in that setting because he has the tension so deep. You need an outside party to bring that relief in, and so that's again, this is smart screenwriting. This is craftsmanship. This is why this film's up for a best screenwriting. It's not just because it was a good movie.
Right.
I mean, but it was on so many levels. You have that outside element to break away and to give us that humor, but at the same time, he managed not to let that get away. And this is a guy who comes from with sketch comedy TV show. Key and
Peele.
Right, and their other movie was about rescuing a cat from a gangster.
Yeah, Keanu.
Team. Keanu, which is, have you seen Keanu?
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, it's fucking great. I love those guys.
I especially like the scene where he goes to what's her face? She's what the fuck's her name? She's in all the scary movies, but she plays herself as the actress. What the hell is her name? She was in the Scary Movie. She was in Just Friends. She's the blonde girl. She was in The House Bunny.
She was. I don't remember that part.
It was when he goes to and she's telling him she's got the gun, and they're almost playing like Russian roulette.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the house and like they the coke or something, right?
Right. It was they were going there to buy drugs. It's Anna Faris. Anna Faris. She was playing herself in that scene. She was playing Anna Faris buying drugs or selling drugs.
Shit, I forgot that scene. I gotta go. I gotta rewatch it now. But yeah, those guys are fucking comic geniuses, and
you know what?
They're good when they end up in Fargo, the TV show.
Oh yeah.
And what the fuck? I remember my first thought was, why the fuck are these guys in Fargo? But
right.
Man, they're good. I love
and
both of them.
They played it. They played it really good too. Now here's the thing. Here's a testament to Jordan Peele. So I want to get the other guys. It's Keegan Michael Key. Who was his comedy partner when they were doing Key and Peele.
Right.
I want to say it's a testament to Jordan Peele by not including Key in this movie in some way. Because even though they're friends, very good friends, and even though they were a comedy duo for a bunch of years, I think Jordan Peele realized that if he included him into this film in some way, it could take away from the movie a little bit, because it would be like, oh, he's including his comedy partner. Oh, that's so cliche, because they've worked together for so many years. They made a movie together, Keanu, that was different. This is a more serious approach to a film that he wanted to make, and to include his comedy writer, his partner, would have kind of tarnished it a little bit. So I think it's a testament to him for not including him in this movie.
Well, these are two entertainers who know how to read a room, so to speak, and it just shows how smart he is, and like that's why the film's so good, is because this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. I can't say enough good things about this film.
I can't wait for him to make another movie.
Do you watch CinemaSins on YouTube at all?
I do.
They have a CinemaSins for Get Out, and I usually avoid films I liked on CinemaSins, but I watched this one, and what I loved about it is they would point out the stupid things in the film.
Did they give points back?
Every once in a while, they would say "Oh, but I'm going to take back 3 sins because it's such a good fucking movie."
They do that sometimes. They do it.
Yeah, because the film has, if you look close enough, the film has faults.
Oh, of course.
I'm going to point out the one that bothered me in the theater during our spoiler alert section. But
is that right now?
Coming up.
Because we're 30 minutes in already.
All right, well, I was going to say, even with those faults, it's a great film. And it delivers. And it's if you're looking for a suspense-type horror film, it delivers that. But it's a classy horror film.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... You could tell it's a step above most films of this genre. It's
psychological horror, but I wouldn't put it up on par with Babadook. But it's definitely, it's definitely worthy of...
That film goes way deep.
Yeah, that's it's even... I feel silly even bringing that up. But it definitely... And performances... Now, he was nominated for Best Actor, yes?
Yes, he was. Daniel, I think it's pronounced Kaluuya.
Not going to get it.
No, Gary Oldman is.
But
if Gary Oldman wasn't nominated, maybe he would.
But he seems to be a very young actor, and I think this is a great launching pad for him.
Oh yeah.
What was he in before this? Was he from something?
Yeah, he's been in a few films. I'll bring up his resume. So
I feel like I know him.
He was in Sicario.
Didn't see it.
Oh, he's in Black Panther, which comes out this month.
I still don't know how I feel about that. It might be too black for me.
He was in Kick-Ass 2 as Black Death.
Now, it's wrong for me to say that because I watched the Black Panther trailer, and I know Patton Oswalt has been giving it rave reviews, and I'm sure it's a good film. But when I watched the trailer, I just feel like it's not meant for me.
No,
seriously.
I only laugh because I feel the same way.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm not saying I was
feel like
black people. Yeah. I'm just like, when they made this film, they didn't think, hey, the overweight middle-aged white guy in New Jersey, I want to make sure he enjoys this. No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think
it's not for me?
Do you think the rap music in the trailer cued you off for that? Because I think that's what did it for me.
Oh, that's in every fucking movie now. I don't.
Not really.
I grew up in the
fucking.
I'm a child of the 80s.
Nah.
Rap music goes in one year.
Not really.
But you know what? It's like the saturation of black culture in it. There's so much like when they show the private this hidden world of black people, and they're all wearing 70s like Panther shit, and I was like, yeah, it's like a 70s exploitation film, just morphed time traveled into a modern day superhero film.
Yeah.
From the trailer, I haven't seen the film. I'm not criticizing anything, but that trailer just said this was for Black America. They deserve a superhero. I'm not invited to this party. Now, if I showed up, I would not be. There would be no violence upon me. I would not be turned away.
They'll take your money.
But yeah, they'll take my money. But I'm not.
You're not the demographic. You are not. We are not the demographic.
I'm not the demographic. I feel the same way about the Country Music Awards.
I agree. I don't want to be invited to that ever.
Yeah, it says wasn't meant for me.
Don't waste the paper on my invite. It's fine. Save some trees.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna have a copy of it for the Marvel thing. But I swear, I just don't think I'm gonna like it.
All right. So Daniel Kaluuya, he was in Johnny English Reborn. He played Agent Tucker.
Never saw it.
Now, he's probably in Johnny English because he's a British actor.
Yeah. Is there anything else he was in?
He was in Welcome to the Punch, which that's that.
Never saw it.
Didn't see that. Kick-Ass 2 is Black Death, which I still haven't seen yet.
Never saw it.
Sicario, which I
Never
hear is
saw it.
amazing. I still haven't seen that either. And Get Out. And he's in Black Panther. He's in Black Panther, which comes out in like a week or two.
I just thought I just thought he was somebody that was from something I had seen, but I guess not.
No,
That's all.
this is the breakout movie for him. So this is the breakout film.
Well, let's launch into our spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
And what's your sound effect for this?
I don't know. Here we go. We'll go with this. I don't know why they would cheer us for spoiling the movie. You know?
Yeah, I
don't know why that they would cheer us for that. I used to. Oh, here we go. Asshole! Would you spoil the movie for? You're such a dick.
All right.
So that's our spoiler.
What do you want to
alert.
spoil first?
Sure, I'll spoil it. Now, here's the thing. So here's a spoiler alert. Everyone get ready. Turn off your radios. Stop listening to the show.
Oh, yeah.
You're done. You're done with it. If
you
you haven't
Get
seen
Out.
this and you want to, this is where we part ways. So the spoiler alert is that all of these white people are essentially buying black people. And there's a specific reason why they've chosen black people. They could have.
What is that reason, Joey?
Well, there is a method because the father is a neurosurgeon, the mother is a psychologist, and they have this setup that's been going on for generations. What? Am I?
I feel like you're drawing this out.
Am I?
Can I sum it up for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're buying black people and putting the brains of rich white people into the bodies of black people.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's a spoiler.
Sorry. I just...
well, I was going to go and give a little extra detail about how they've been doing it for generations, and that it's a whole family affair. They're all involved in doing it. They auction off these black men, which the daughter, spoiler alert, is bringing home, which I called immediately.
Oh, yeah, you know that. That's just like because you go in to Get Out knowing that something bad's going to happen, and it's something about a black guy with a white family. So you're thinking, yeah, he doesn't belong there. Yeah, you know the daughters, and the fact that the actress sucks balls.
Well,
that let me rephrase that because I don't want to make any aspirate. She does not a good actress.
Well, here's the thing.
For this movie, she's not good.
But even if she was a great actress, I still would have guessed that she's bringing home these black men to be sold at their house. I mean, when she's talking, I'm going to have you meet my parents. They're not racist. They're definitely not racist. And it's like, they're definitely racist because you're saying they're not.
Right. So, the film. I'm going. Sure, go ahead.
Oh no! And then on top of that, the father is a neurosurgeon and the mother is a psychologist, and you could just tell there's weirdness right off the bat. When she brings him home, she plays the black rights kind of movement, especially when they get pulled over by the cop, and she's like, "Oh, that's total bullshit." And it's like,
"Oh yeah, she's way overkill on that."
Way overkill, and it's just you definitely get the feeling it's like, yeah, she's bringing him home, and she's going to be a part of the big reason of why shit's going to go down. You get that feeling immediately.
It's a horror film, so the first act you're looking for the setup, and you know what it is. It's just it's horror film 101.
And let me tell you something. In at least I looked at 5 TV spots. In 3 of them, they showed her with a shotgun, pointing it at it. Just like, why are they doing this?
Oh, fucking ridiculous!
Because the main trailer shows her and him as the victim, and
because they don't care.
In the 30-second spot, I'm like, obviously she's not the victim, which contradicts the first trailer. So then it's like it's giving it away. It's like if you can put 2 and 2 together, that based on the first trailer and that trailer, yeah, something's definitely off. So here's the thing: as they're driving, there's a couple of things with the deer. And there's a couple of things with the deer trophy, and I want to talk about that.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah.
all right, because there's some symbolism with that, and I didn't look any of this up. This is just something I came up with, and
I didn't think of anything of this. So please go ahead.
all right. So when they're driving down the road towards the house, they hit a deer. Okay, and there's that scene where he gets out of the car. They both do, and they're both kind of definitely affected by it, and it's definitely something that happens that doesn't happen on purpose. Okay, it is definitely out of the blue. You can tell that scene conveyed that very well. That they're both just jarred by the deer hitting the car. So he gets out and he walks over by the deer. He's staring longingly at the deer, and then it fades to the next shot of where they're talking with the cop. Well, there's some symbolic things going on there with the deer. And one of the things that I think is happening is something that happens later in the film. Because when you notice, because there's a process that they go through before the brain is transferred into the body. Okay, I won't go into too much detail about that. Anyone that watches the film, you'll see it. But there's a few occasions where they show a deer on the wall, like displayed, and one of those is when he is in the chair going through the process of being prepared for the transfer. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that deer are killed and put on your wall like a trophy. And this is exactly what these people are doing with this transfer. It's
like a trophy black man.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't even get that.
So, what in watching the film, I see I noticed that it's like these little things of brilliance like that, and I'm like, wow, like if it gets Best Picture, it's because somebody spotted little things like that. I think. Now, here's the thing too: when they hit that deer and they go to the house and they talk about that they hit the deer, the father says, the deer, they're ruining the ecosystem, and when you hit the deer,
shit,
you hit that deer, and I say that's a start. And I'm just like, holy fucking shit.
Wow, I never made that connection.
There's two connections I made with that, and that's the connection you're getting now.
You've humbled me, sir. You've humbled me.
What am I, the Iron Shink? I will humble you.
Oh. Oh, dude, the other night, I almost made Holly pee herself.
Oh, really?
We were talking about the Iron Chef. I forget we were watching. It was like, yeah, it would be great if like Iron Chef instead of like having
Iron
like
Sheik.
lettuce and stuff. They had like human people. And she's like, oh yeah, human. And I don't know where I just went, people. She lost it.
So you're saying like the Iron Sheik was an Iron Chef?
No, Iron Chef. It was like Iron. You said Iron Sheik, but I was thinking Iron Chef.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Like, it's reminding me of that. It was like people.
The special ingredient is people.
Yeah.
Soylent Green.
That's what, because she's like, oh, you said people instead of human, and that's why it's so funny. It's like, well, Soylent Green is made from people. That's the whole point. People. Yeah. It's like, but it would work like with babies. It's like open it up and it's just like jars full of like human toes. Cannibal Iron Chef. That's what I want to see.
Nice.
That's all I'm saying.
I'd love that. I would watch that. I'd watch that in a heartbeat. So there's another thing, and this is a stretch. This is a stretch.
You can't do too much Iron Chef stuff.
No, you'll pull something.
Wow, I think I hurt myself. Yeah. People is no.
Now this part that I saw that I thought of with the deer, this is a little bit of a stretch, but I like it. So tell me if you agree with me.
Okay.
So when the father goes through his speech about when he talks about the deer and that they're ruining the ecosystem, and it's like you hit a deer, you killed it, that's one less deer. That's a start. When he's going through that whole thing, because of his disdain for the deer and the whole symbolic thing that it entails, I kind of want to think that he might be experimenting on some of these fucking deer and letting them back loose into the fucking ecosystem.
Nah, I think...
Now, because the thing is, I'm watching that scene, I'm like, maybe that deer ran into that car on fucking purpose just to fucking die. because it's been fucked with. And it's just like a fucking human brain or something is, wrapped around in this fucking deer's head. It's like, I'm too fucking aware of everything. I need to just fucking end this. Oh, a car! And it just jumps in front of it. Now, I don't know if he did a transfer that way, or if he's just fucking with the deer because I'm assuming he had to practice. Most serial killers fucking start with animals. That he would just practice maybe on
killers, though.
No, I know. But I'm just saying the same mentality comes into play where if you're going to practice, if you're going to do something like this, you probably would practice on lab animals, rats. Maybe you move up to something bigger. Maybe you move on to a deer. He's got a fucking million of them around there. Why not? It's just one. I know it's a stretch, but it's like maybe he's fucking with, some animals in the area. Maybe one gets loose or he lets it loose on purpose, jumps in front of the car because it wants to die, because that whole of him looking at the deer and it's watching it die. It's just kind of like there was that moment that he's sharing with this deer. He's just like, it's kind of a weird moment. He's staring at it in a weird way, and the deer is dying.
I think you should have stopped at the first one.
Well, I know the first one. The first one, I don't think there's an argument for, but the second one. No. That's why I started off that it's a stretch, but maybe he's doing experiments on the deer.
No, I think your first one you had it and you lost it a bit. Now, I'll tell you what, I'll jump right into the one part of the film that I thought was really poorly conceived.
Okay.
Was the midget door with the photos of past black boyfriends.
Oh, yeah, where he finds it and he's going through it.
A horrible plot point. Now, here's the deal. Peel, if you're listening, because I know you probably listen to the show.
Yeah.
You're concerned about the audience understanding or getting it. You didn't need that scene.
Mm-mm.
You didn't need him to have that to figure it out. I'm not in the right mind right now to give you your answer to what the other alternative was, but the fact that little door was there and that for some reason it was open, like she decided in the middle of the night, oh, why he's over there? I'm going to go and just look at these past pictures and photos. Also, why she's keeping these Polaroids and why she's keeping them in the same room as the new black boyfriend she brought in,
right.
And why she would, if that was the case, she wouldn't lock that little door. Or why, since she is browsing online for her next one, why she wouldn't have those pictures, I don't know, on her computer.
Well, later on in the movie, like you said, she's browsing for a new black boyfriend to sell to all of these people. All of those pictures are displayed in the background in frames. They're in the background, and they're on the wall as she's dressed in white while drinking milk. Like, you couldn't get more white. I mean, obviously it was they were going for that. It was obviously done on purpose, but that's what they were doing in that scene.
I was like, Peel, come on. How white do they have to be?
There was other little moments of brilliance that I really enjoyed. Also, this goes in part with the spoiler, but the little flashes of light that would bring back these people. Because the way they describe what's happening to them is that they're not entirely gone. They are merely now a passenger to the new person that is in their body, the new brain.
It's being John Malkovich. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, for instance, there's a scene where there's a woman and her black friend who you get the idea of that they're together. He's weird, and he's the one that says, "Oh, it's good to see another brother," and he, puts out his fist. Instead of fist bumping, he grabs his whole hand, and it's just this awkward, like, "Hey, I'm white. I don't get that kind of, thing."
Yeah. See, now it's a weakness that the film relies on. It's like this whole subtext of racist rich white people just want to be black. Yeah. And so then they get in these black bodies and they don't know how to act black. And so they do weird white things.
Well, one of the reasons why they pick black people is because they feel that they're the superior race as far as genetics and
right.
No, go ahead.
Not a common theme among racists.
No, I know.
See, it's a very self-serving theory. You know,
they went Jimmy the Greek like times 10 with that shit.
It's really, again, it's like the Black Panther thing. I'm not your audience, so you're not trying to convince me. You're just all the black people in the audience are like, yeah, that's right. That's right. They don't like us because they think we're superior and they want to be us. Yeah, that's it. If it makes you feel better, go with it. It's a good film. But that's not why they hate you.
So
trust me, I know a couple.
So, wow. So there's little tidbits, little things of brilliance like that, where Daniel, or his character in the film, which is Chris, he takes his camera because he wants to send a picture to his friend, the TSA agent, to be like, dude, check out this fucking, black dude who, look how he's dressing, So he takes a picture and he forgets that his flash is on, and the flash sends this person right back to their body for like a split second. And it's little things like that really
and that scene is where the film's title comes from.
Right, well, because he's just saying, get out, get out, get out, and he doesn't attack him, he's going after him to try and convey that he needs to leave.
Now, brilliant title, because Get Out is the black guy in the house. Yeah, get out.
Yeah.
It's also the black person in the back of their own mind, get out. And it's also about white culture invading black culture, get out. And again, it works on several levels. It's obviously intentional.
Absolutely.
With Peele's film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene.
I'm not reading too deep into that. It's not like the whole deer thing where you went crazy. It's just.
There's a scene later. There's a scene later in the movie where he's talking with the maid of the house, and she is awesome in that scene because she's talking to him, and then she just kind of twitches for a split second because if you watch that scene closely, you find out later, but you watch that scene closely, and it's what makes a repeat viewing so good for this movie, because once you go through the whole film, once you get the idea of, oh shit, they're transferring, the brain into a new body, and then thus the person itself, when you rewatch that movie and you catch all those little things again, it, in my opinion, because I didn't watch it a second time, I watched a bunch of scenes a second time, it's a much better experience once you're in on what's actually happening. So he's talking with her, and she kind of twitches, and she kind of can't talk for like a split second, and then she comes right back, and it's like, shit, that's the other person that's actually in that body, that's the passenger, the original person, where they're either in the front seat for a split second, and then they're right back into the sunken place. And it just makes a real interesting scene.
I have not rewatched this film since I saw it in the theater.
Okay. I watched a bunch of scenes over again.
What?
I watched a bunch of scenes over again.
Well, as I'm saying, I feel like I need to go back and rewatch the movie now that you say that.
Yeah, plus with the symbolism with the deer, I mean, you'll catch that. I mean, it's definitely.
Yes, sir. I will catch the symbolism with the deer this time, I promise. No, I missed that. I'll take it.
No, I'm glad that I caught something that not that I'm glad I caught something that you didn't, but I'm glad I caught something that I always like it when you catch something that I don't, because then it makes me appreciate the film more in a lot of ways. Be like, I didn't get that, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Well, and not like the cast sides, but I come from a more analytical background when it comes to films, because I took some film classes, I wrote some books on films, so I tend to be the ones like, oh, Joey, did you catch the symbolism here with this blah 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 blah, and spout bullshit for half an hour. So usually I'm the person that throws out the weird things like, yeah, did you recognize how the thermos symbolizes death? You're like, okay, yeah, I get that. But so I'm like embarrassed that the whole deer thing slipped by me.
Don't be embarrassed.
No, I'm ashamed.
It was just something I noticed. What? You have
I beg you, and you shame me.
It was just something that, the deer in the beginning, the deer in the house, they focus on it. Then there's the deer when he's being prepped for this transfer. I'm like, and then it just hit me. I'm like, this fucking deer means something. Then I really started to think about it. And then I'm like, that's got to be what it is.
Fucking missed it.
Fucking trophy and just this symbolic, yeah. Especially then when he actually kills the father with the fucking deer. It's like, then it was just like, it's like,
Jesus fuck.
And then I'm like, this totally brings it right around. I'm like, there's no fucking way this doesn't mean something.
No, yeah, I'm so fucking embarrassed I didn't catch that. God damn it. Man.
I still love you.
Here I am last episode. Yeah, the car moves this and this, and I feel like that means something. Meanwhile, like, yeah, the fucking deer, idiot. It's like, oh, shit. I was too busy just, like, focusing on the race thing because I'm apparently racist. All I could think through the film was, I don't want to watch that Black Panther movie. Jesus Christ. And meanwhile, man, stupid white person, I suck.
That's okay. That's okay. That's quite all right. Wow. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Now, as far as the nominees go, Best Picture, I don't think it fucking has a shot in hell. I really don't. If it wins, it's because of White Gold. I can't say it any other way.
It's true.
It's really what it's going to come down to if it wins.
Now, I'm not sure what other. Let me put it this way: if a film that normally wouldn't win should win Best Picture, I would definitely choose Three Billboards over this one.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, same thing for Best Original Screenplay. If either of these two is going to win a screenplay, honestly, Three Billboards is over this one. I like them both. I think they're both great screenplays. Right. Three Billboards, that much better.
Definitely. Absolutely.
And it's just, you know what? It has a lot to do with dialogue and it's hard to compare films. But
so
I'm white. I'm gonna go with the film about the racist guy that like atones at the end. Oh, shit! Did I spoil that one in the wrong episode?
Yeah. What are you doing? Just because we're in the spoiler alert section. Why don't you go ruin Fight Club while you're at it? Ay.
Rosebud was a sled. I can't help it. I'm losing myself.
Geez. Well, that movie's like 100 years old. It's actually like 80 years old. But still, I'm always in the defense of this person could be watching movies for the first time ever. And you just ruined that movie.
We were in the spoiler zone. I thought spoilers were safe. I'm sorry.
All right. So Best Picture, no, I don't think it wins it.
No.
Best Actor for Daniel Kaluuya. If Gary Oldman's not nominated, maybe he gets it. Maybe he does. So the nominees are Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread. Don't care if he says it's his last movie ever. I don't think it matters. Unless I'm absolutely fucking blown away, I don't think Daniel Day-Lewis wins another Oscar. Timothée Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. The kid's like 20 years old. If he's that good, he'll be nominated again. I think he should just be happy he's nominated.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington. Again, he's won twice.
There's no way he's winning for Israel.
I don't think he wins either. Daniel Kaluuya, and I think it's going to be between Daniel Kaluuya and Gary Oldman, but I think it is so. I would put a serious bet with real money that Gary Oldman wins Best Actor. I just don't think that there's any other shot for anyone else. I really, really do. All right, so there's that. And then directing. So Jordan Peele is up for
No.
Best Director.
Well, maybe.
Now, your other directors are Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water, which, you know what? He could win that just because maybe it doesn't win Best Picture, because they've split those a lot of times now, where before it was unheard of, director and picture were split. I can absolutely see Guillermo del Toro winning Best Director and not winning Best Picture because of the way that movie, he directed the shit out of that movie. So I could totally see that happening. I don't see Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. I don't see Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. I think the only real competition is maybe Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan, because he's kind of overdue as well. Not as much as Guillermo, I think. I think Guillermo's made not better movies, but I think he's made movies that he could have won or have been nominated for director more. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. If you really compared maybe not. Christopher Nolan is, like just the Batman trilogy, and then you got Memento and The Prestige. I mean, The Prestige probably should have been nominated for Best Picture.
Jesus Christ, that film was fucking awesome.
I mean, that movie alone. I mean, I don't think that was even had a shot at any kind of Oscar nominations, and it's just like, how the fuck not?
No, it was so well written.
Yeah. And then the last one it's up for is original screenplay. Let's see, where is that? The top 8 categories should be in order. I shouldn't have to fucking scroll all the way down.
Well, they're our top 8 categories.
They're the top 8. Those are the big ones.
For a lot of people, I think screenwriting falls really low. I think most people don't give a shit about screenwriting.
Maybe. So you got 3 billboards for original. You got Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, Get Out, and The Big Sick.
Big Sick cannot win Best Screenplay.
No.
I'm sorry. No.
I think the biggest competition is going to be either between 3 billboards and probably Shape of Water.
Really?
Yeah, I think those are the two. I don't think I liked Lady Bird, but nothing in that movie.
Haven't seen it yet.
Nothing in that movie screams, "Oh, this movie is so well written." To me, maybe you'll see different.
I'm waiting to watch that before I make a call on that.
The way I judge best, the way I judge it is how the dialogue is portrayed, because then I start to imagine how that's written. And in Lady Bird, as much as I liked it, I just don't get that. And I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't feel original screenplay for Lady Bird. I like the movie.
Okay.
I like the movie more than the screenplay, if that makes sense.
Sure, it does.
So, Shape of Water. Yeah, maybe it is between Get Out and 3 billboards, but I think you got to include The Shape of Water in there a little bit, because it's a screenplay written for someone that plays a mute in the film. So there's a lot of scenes where there is no dialogue, but that's still written a certain way so that it's portrayed a certain way. So that takes effort, and it's not easy to do. So, I think you got to include Shape of Water in that respect.
I agree with you on that. Sure.
So those are the 4 nominations for Get Out. I don't think it takes any one of those trophies home.
No.
But what it does is it puts Jordan Peele, it puts him on alert that, hey, this is a talented person that is now and rightfully so going to be trusted to make more movies. And I'm very much looking forward to that.
His next film will be JD's Revenge. The remake starring Will Ferrell.
Oh my
JD.
God, that would be I know he could do it, and it would be fucking great.
Oh, he would nail that shit.
I'm the craziest nigga you ever gonna see.
Oh man, that's so good. What episode did we review JD's Revenge? I want to say it was like in the 60s. It was a long time ago.
Really? I thought it was like in the hundreds. No?
I want to say that was in the 60s. I can find out real quick.
That was a great one.
Yeah. Oh, that was so much fun.
And I swear, I picked that. We watch on
Picked
Netflix.
that out
They
of
had
nowhere.
like this. What?
You picked it out of nowhere.
Well, I picked it because we watched this like 50 worst movies thing on Netflix, where all they really did was pick like 50 trailers, and then they showed like clips of the films. Like, oh, these are horrible films. And one of them was JD's Revenge, and I was sold the minute I saw the trailer. I was like, this is we gotta fucking get this. And Netflix had it. It was like, okay, we're watching this. That movie is fucking awesome. And then Lou Gottsit's in it.
Lou Gossett.
Keep on giving, because oh, that's a great one.
Oh my God! And he's going into preacher mode. I'm gonna end ya. I'm gonna take care of ya. I'm gonna end ya. It's like it's so good.
Only time you ever see like a black man like threaten somebody, like physically threaten somebody by like bobbing like that. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. I'm the man. If this drink's at the bar, they free.
Uh-oh. What happened? Oops.
Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast. It's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at
I'm here. I don't know what happened.
Reviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic.
Dear Lord.
What was that about?
I don't know.
Was that a sign?
No, it was not a sign. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I'm a fucking idiot. See, what I'm doing is I queue up all the files and then I play it, but we went over an hour again, and these slideshows are only an hour, so it went right...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It went right into doing a loop of all the shit we do to start the show. And I did find JD's Revenge as that happened, and I thought I clicked on the episode. That's why I was like so fucked up and discombobulated.
Oh.
I'm like,
what episode was it?
I want to say it was episode 69.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Does it? Seriously, all of these are going to load up again? God damn it. And you know what? I think the reason why we reviewed JD's Revenge is because we had also done a couple of Bill Cosby movies. Oh fuck! We actually reviewed that episode 53.
53?
It's over 200 episodes ago.
Holy shit!
The spirit of J.D. Walker has taken over Joey. We review, obviously because I'm throwing. I played a black man that whole episode. I think.
You do it so well.
We review the 70s blaxploitation film JD's Revenge. Daddy Ain't Gonna Hurt Ya. Also covered the top 10 in the finger list. Wow, remember when we used to do the top 10 in the finger list?
Yeah, it would take an hour just to get through that.
Yeah.
And then every time my wife would listen to it, she'd be like, would you stop with the fucking movies? It's like, just get,
Yeah, so instead of doing a 1 hour review, we do a 2 hour review now. So it's like, you get more, but do you really want more?
I don't know. You know what? We should after the Oscars, we should think about revisiting the finger list.
See, and I agree. Except I think what we should do if we do revisit it is we should just give ourselves a time limit. Like, I can throw a time limit on the screen, and if we don't get through the 10, too bad. We do a
15 minutes.
We do
the buzzer. You got the buzzer, right?
Yeah, I got the buzzer. I got it.
Do it. Ah! God, it's like loud stuff.
It is loud.
Yeah. I think we should try that. I think after the Oscars we return to the finger list.
I agree. I would definitely love to revisit that.
Yes.
And I think we stick to strict guidelines. I think we could do it in 15 minutes.
Which should be easy because we're good with strict guidelines.
Yes, and we don't ever go on tangents.
No, never.
Yeah, we never talk 15 minutes about one film when we did the finger list. Not once.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten yelled at for that. Just and like you're going on for half an hour, and you go back and you don't mention the name of the film you're reviewing. So we mentioned the name of the film. It was at the beginning. So, but you don't mention it, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So, well, we were talking about stuff. I don't hear the end of it. It's horrible.
And we don't have to talk about it now, but we can talk about where we put the finger list. We could put it at the end of the show.
Beginning. It has to be the beginning.
It's got to be the beginning, right? It always was.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to play commercials? Just because we used to play commercials. I still have that one where you're doing the voiceover for the caller hotline.
I should do new ones.
The sexy talk. I think I have it named. I think I have it named like Sexy Scott or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome to Moviesucktastic.
Moviesucktastic. Are you feeling lonely? Do you have the you feel the urge?
Do you want it to suck? Do you want it to suck hard? Suck bad? You know you do.
You want to get sucked. Hold on. If I can find it quickly, I'm going to play it. Because I thought I had it.
Well, while you're looking for it, I'm going to go to IMDb and we'll rate
let's do that.
Get Out. Hang on one second. I'm bringing up Get Out on the IMDb. I wonder if it's higher than... no, it's not higher than 3 Billboards. It's only 7.7 on IMDb right now. I would give the film... a lot of hype, a lot of popularity. It's a good film, but I don't know if I want to give it more than a 7. I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, I could go 8.
I don't know. 8 seems a little high for me. It is a horror film.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I'm going to give a horror film an 8 or higher, it's got to blow me the fuck away. And there are, again, this is not a perfect film. There are flaws to it.
Right.
And a lot of the hype behind the film is just excitement at the fact that a film like this did so well and was so well done, and that again, a guy from a sketch comedy made this film. It's like, oh wow, it's actually good.
Yeah,
it's not just like it's not like a Super Troopers ripoff. So I mean, I just feel embarrassed giving it more than a 7. I don't know if you can make a strong argument for an 8.
I'm good with the 7. If you let's put it this way: if you said 8, I could be talked into an 8. But I'm listen, I liked it.
What you're saying is you have no spine. That's what you're telling me.
Let's not get crazy. I got to try out these.
I didn't do the demographics last time.
Oh, you didn't?
Well, you know what? Because they fucking hit them now. I can't find them.
Yeah, wow, look at all these good sound. These are going to go to the soundboard.
Goddamn rich cunt! I kill rich cunts!
Mother's getting the shit kicked out of her.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Wait, what about this one? Oh, where's
Greatest creation.
Oh,
the new Toasty Torpedo.
The new Toasty Torpedo?
Yes, Scott. You make one.
Me?
Put it in me, Scott. It's over a foot of Quiznos flavor on Slim Sleek Ciabatta for only $4.
Oh, my God. And then here is the one I was talking about.
Are you home alone tonight? Got no one to cuddle? Urging for some connection. Don't worry, Daddy ain't gonna hurt you. Just tune in Moviesucktastic. Give us a call at 908-514-4470.
Yeah.
Tell us what bad movies have been tickling you. Just call after dark. We like it that
way. Yeah.
I'm gonna play that more.
Well, I have an actual commercial, like a video commercial.
I know. Yeah, I love it because you just put it to one of those 80s like talk line ads.
Yeah, where it's basically it's fucking phone sex.
Yeah.
And then I have another one that's with what's her face from Lost, before she was famous. Evangeline Lilly.
Uh-huh.
You remember her? She was like the love interest to to what's his face.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was in one, and she was, she's walking around. She's like on the phone, like, "Oh my god, that's so hilarious!" It's just like making those kind of faces. And I have that commercial to that video. It's really good, and I used to play that commercial all the time. I used to play a couple of different commercials. That one. We should just start doing that again. We should just make our own fucking commercials.
I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, we should get on. This weekend, definitely.
This weekend. I don't know if that's happening this weekend.
Oh yeah, we're on it.
Oh, totally on it. Totally. Oh, what did I do here?
What'd you do?
No, nothing. That's fine. Anyway, so we agreed on a 7. That's good. I agree with that.
It's already in.
I think we should go ahead and end the show. That's what I think we should do.
I'm for that as well.
Yeah, these episodes are supposed to be short, and they're getting longer and longer. And you know what? This is the first year that's happening. We say an hour. We were traditionally keeping the episodes under an hour. Like I look at old Oscar episodes, and it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I'm like, wow, we really fucking stuck to our guns. We said
but we didn't like those films.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna start getting in the movies that we don't like as much. Like I don't know. What are we reviewing next week? Do we know? We'll talk about it off air.
No, we don't.
All right, we'll talk about it off air.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Episode 265, where we review Get Out. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Download the show there. Listen to the show there. Come hang out with us live every Thursday at 8 o'clock. And you can now watch the video. You can join the chat room. You can watch old videos of our shows right from the website. If it doesn't work for you, update your fucking Flash player. Go to iTunes and you can download or listen to the show there as well. You can go to Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Everything from trailers to movie news to when we go live is posted there. You can go to our Tumblr page at Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can also leave us email. The address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. Send us an email. We will read it on the show. If you want to leave us a voicemail, the number is 908-514-4470. And download the free app for your Android device. It's 100% free, and everything I said is in it. It's how I listen to the show in my vehicle through Bluetooth or an audio connection of whatever your vehicle can do. It is the best way to do it. It is excellent and is 100% free. Totally go and get that.
Yeah.
Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
White gold!
White gold! Yeah. Very nice. We'll talk to you next week where we review 2 more Oscar films. We hope you join us. We'll talk to you
please.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. We're almost there. Hang in there.
Yeah.
I meant the films, not the show.
Uh-huh.